What is up, guys? Casual Avenger back with another video as promised, and this time we're talking about everything that was leaked about Bucky's DLC that's coming next year. So if you're a big fan of the Civil War story, you definitely don't want to miss this one. So let's get to it. Now first, make sure you guys click the like button real quick because it definitely helps out the channel, and if you haven't already, subscribe because I have even more leaks to talk about and you don't want to miss them. Now let's talk about Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, and everything he'll be bringing to Marvel's Avengers. Just like all the other DLC characters with the exception of Spider-Man, he's coming with his own expansion that will include new missions, new enemies, and a new raid. The leak says that his campaign will be double the size of Black Panther's in terms of length, and the story will center around Bucky and Steve taking on Hydra with some elements of Civil War thrown in, but Hydra will be the main threat. Now this is something that many of us have wanted to see in the game because we really need to see bigger enemy factions outside of AIM introduced to really feel like this world needs the Avengers, and Hydra opens the door for so many things potentially is crazy. But not only will we be taking on Hydra, but a third of Bucky's campaign actually takes place in the past before Captain America gets frozen. Now this sounds amazing, and this is another thing that fans have definitely been suggesting on Reddit and Twitter, so this could be a sign that the devs have been listening and are taking steps towards delivering more content that fans of the game actually want to play. And I know that's a tough balancing act because so many players are looking for the game to be different things, but this is definitely good news if it's true. As for the new enemy types we'll see, I'm pretty sure they'll be similar to what we've seen from AIM, with some being human enemies and a few giant exo-type enemies, because Hydra has been known to use dreadnought robots and things like that, and if that's the case then I'm cool with it, but hopefully they can throw in a surprise enemy type or two just to mix things up. Also, according to these leaks, we should be seeing our second raid come with this expansion, and it will be set in a Hydra hideout, and this makes me wonder who will be behind Hydra in the game, because typically when you hear Hydra in Marvel, you instantly think of the Red Skull, but they have had several leaders like Baron Strucker and my personal favorite Hydra villain Zemo in the past, so I haven't come across any info regarding any of these characters as bosses in the game, so that all still remains to be seen, but if this is indeed the direction they're taking the story, then I'm sure we'll see at least one of them pop up. Now let's get into the alleged Civil War elements, and again, these leaks are possible DLC for the future of the game, so if you really don't want to be spoiled by any of this, now's your chance to click off and check back in a later video once this is officially announced. Now for those of you still here, apparently just like with the Civil War movie, Bucky's introduction will cause Steve to be at odds with the other Avengers and primarily Tony, which ultimately leads to a fight against Iron Man as one of the two new villain sectors introduced in the game. And if that's true, this alone could be the most exciting thing coming with Bucky's expansion outside of him. I think it would be cool to see certain characters choose sides just like in the original story, and to see this limit the heroes you have to choose from for the fight against Iron Man. Now honestly, what I can see actually happening is instead of Iron Man being a villain sector, he'll just be a boss fight in Bucky's campaign, because that just seems to make more sense, and I'd be cool with that being the case. And I think if they did go that route, Bucky's campaign could have the most replayability outside of the main story campaign, which by this point I'm pretty sure most players are kind of over outside of replaying just to show off new outfits in the cutscenes. But this definitely has me super excited to see Bucky's introduction to the game's story. The last thing we see as far as DLC coming with Bucky is the introduction of a gear reroll system, and as I said previously, this is the thing that makes all of this hard to believe, but to be fair, development on this game is constantly changing month to month, so just because the dev resources don't have time to focus on the change that drastic now, doesn't mean in the months leading up to Bucky's release, all focus can't be shifted towards a gear reroll system. We're actually seeing it now with all the dev resources being focused on getting a new raid out on schedule, so this could all be in the pipeline for 2022, and based on what we know from the data mines, Bucky's character is already pretty far along as far as development, so he won't require much time and attention possibly, so we'll see. But like I said, I am hyped to see any of this come to the game next year, so I'll definitely be on the lookout. But that's it for this video. You guys let me know how you feel about a possible Civil War coming to Marvel's Avengers in the comments, and again, make sure you subscribe because I have even more leaks to cover in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.